The South Carolina Highway Patrol's primary function is keeping the state's highways safe, serving as the deterrent to speeding and other dangerous driving. But the agency is running low on troopers.
We are understaffed right now, and we've got to make that up.
So I went up to Columbia to sit down with the Department of Public Safety Director Robert Woods. He told me right now there are 816 troopers in the Highway Patrol. 71 of them are still trainees. They're responsible for more than 41,000 miles of interstate and state roads. He says the number of troopers should be closer to 1,000, and that shortage is impacting the type of service they can provide. For you, that could mean longer response times if you need help, and fewer troopers running radar to keep speeders in check.
If 1,000 is what it should be, what would you want that number to be?
Well, and what I'm going to go on is what our current personnel allocation model reflects. I was a part of a study that we did 17, 18 in that time frame, and what resulted from that is a number of 1,300.
Woods says the number one problem by far is the state's starting pay of $39,000 a year. He says that puts the agency at a deep disadvantage in recruiting, especially when compared to neighboring states like North Carolina and Georgia. They put troopers on the road at $46,000 and $47,000 a year right after graduation from patrol school.
Most people, when they're searching for a law enforcement job, will put in a minimum of $40,000 a year. We're at $39,000 a year. So just by virtue of being below that entry level or that minimum expected pay, we don't even show up on their searches.
The director's plan is to create a career path in the patrol. He's asking lawmakers for $6 million to boost entry pay above that $40,000 mark and add additional pay steps along the line for the average trooper. He's hoping to be able to recruit and retain them for their entire career. Pay is a much easier fix than the other obvious challenge facing all of law enforcement.
You can't stop the revolution.
Anti-police sentiment is keeping some people out of the profession.
I think that is a challenge. Clearly that is. And it is a matter of, as I was having a conversation the other day with some of our staff, it is a matter of pay primarily, but it's also a matter of perception. And it is very challenging right now, given the current climate.
You also said, though, during your confirmation hearing, you would have to have a serious conversation with your children if they decided to take this on as a profession.
Absolutely. I think it's one of those things that you have to be realistic about. I'd have to sit down and have a hard conversation and ensure that they recognize what those challenges are, but at the same time, for them to understand the changes that are being made that are positive, that allow us to continue to do a job that has to be done.
Director Woods says law enforcement is listening to the community like never before, but admits there is still a lot of work to be done. Recruiting is part of that, making sure that troopers and law enforcement in general represent the diversity in the communities they serve. His goal, if lawmakers give him what he's asking for, is to get 1,000 troopers in the next 5 to 6 years out on the roads. Brad Franco, Count on 2.